Pure insanity. Talking about, again, why is Joe Biden's DHS launching a national campaign to get illegal migrants work permits? Okay? Work permits. Joining us now is Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry, who happens to chair the House Freedom Caucus. Scott Perry, welcome back. As always, sir, you're talking about our calculations, 6 million illegal migrants in FY22, FY23, and also FY21, 6 million. By the way, in Donald Trump's last year, there were 450,000. So we're up to 6 million now. There's 6.4 million unemployed. There may be over 50 million outside the labor force between the ages of 16 and 64. But this thing is structured so while you wait for your asylum status, you get a work permit, which I think is saying, come on in, no problem at all. In addition to open borders, we'll give you a work permit. What do you think, Scott Perry? This doesn't sound like it's a very good policy, but what do you think?
Well, look, Larry, thank you so much. But it's just another example of the Biden administration being at war with the American people. And quite honestly, this is an instance, I think, where Secretary Mayorkas is literally daring the United States Congress to impeach him, to hold him accountable in any way. We heard in January, if we had a Republican speaker, we would get to an impeachment of Secretary Mayorkas. It is now September, heading into October, and we're not any closer, as far as I can see, into impeaching this guy and holding him accountable. And so I believe that that the Congress absolutely has to rein him in personally, and this agency, not to mention the administration. And of course, as you know, Larry, we're working on appropriations right now. DHS should not only not receive more money, but should receive less money. Of course, more money is going to go to process these people into our country to take jobs from Americans. And this administration is not only tone deaf, but at war with the American people. And that's really, I think, the message very clearly with this latest announcement.
Well, Scott Perry, Congressman, let me just read you some of the ground rules, okay? I don't know all there is to know about these details, but if you get an application for asylum, okay, then you get a work permit while you're waiting. So you apply for asylum. Now, asylum can take 3 years, okay? But meanwhile, they get a work permit, and so that's how they're funneling these illegal migrants into the asylum system, and they're eligible to work. It's not exactly a green card, it's just a permit. But to me, that's an open invitation. I mean, we know the border's open. Well, it's right. But this is an addition. And this says, we will find you work. Now, that's what Mayorkas thinks. He's an employment agency also, not only giving them these work permits, not a green card, but it's a work permit. If they don't have a job waiting, which they don't, I mean, they don't have skills, Mayorkas says he's going to find them work, which I think adds to the insanity, because he's not going to find them work. We'll talk about New York in just a minute. But anyway, how can this be? I mean, he's just doing this. Can't you stop him? I mean, it's crazy. This is all executive fiat.
Of course we can stop him. He should be impeached and they should be defunded. We need members of Congress to be. Larry, you know my position, and if you don't, let me tell you. Mayorkas should be impeached. I'm ready to vote for it right now. Where are the rest of my colleagues? I think each one should be asked to answer that question from their constituents. But short of that, this is just going to continue this war against the American people. Americans right now, they would love to have a free cell phone, free health care, free lodging, free food. And for the governors, especially the New York governor and the mayor, who is saying this is an emergency situation, we need help, we need funding. They should have thought about that before they declared themselves a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state. This is the result of that. And while their constituents, American citizens, are suffering, they're deserving of the ire of their electorate. Yet these folks continue to elect these people that just keep on making their life miserable, which is why you see this mass exodus from New York. It's unbelievable. And it's time. It is long past time to get the brass tacks on this, Larry.
Well, here's a guy. I got a quick sound for you, for someone who is, let's say, a disillusioned liberal. Disillusioned liberal. Hang on a second. You'll recognize this. Let's play the SOT.
Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
Can I help him out, Larry? Let me help him out. No. First of all, the beginning of it is him and his party. The end of it is Trump-era policies. There you go. I can see an end to it. Just to reinstitute the Trump-era policies, including remain in Mexico, and knowing that almost every single one of these people is not deserving, nor they won't qualify for asylum. So why are we giving work permits so they can stay here forever and compete against Americans? Why would we do that?
Well, one thing I love about Eric Adams, or two things I love about him. One is he is a classic liberal mugged by reality, okay? A disillusioned liberal. That happens in life. But the other thing is, what he should say is what you just said. The border should be closed, and we should go back to Trump policies, okay? But he won't say that. See, he's not quite there yet. That's the interesting thing. He's not quite there.
Then I can help the mayor out. He doesn't even have to say Trump. He can just say the policies of the last administration that worked, and then we'll all be happy.
I'd love that, Scott Perry. Before I lose you, I got one more. You're going to be faced with some kind of big omnibus spending bill. It won't be as big as the last one, but you could be $45–50 billion. That ain't nothing, $50 billion. But let me just ask you, you've got Maui disaster assistance so far, and you've got Ukraine financial assistance. I was almost going to call it disaster assistance. We'll just call it financial assistance. I don't see why the two should be the same. There's no regular order here. They're different topics. You should vote on them separately. And it looks to me like they're going to all be bundled up into one package. We had Senator Rand Paul last night, who said, there they go again. It's going to be a big omnibus bill. Now, you do have the votes in the House. Is there some way to at least separate this and have a discussion? Do we want to give another $25 billion to Ukraine? Do we want to give $25 billion to natural disaster, et cetera, et cetera? Can't you do something here?
Well, we did something in January, Larry, which is demand that bills be single subject. And just like you said, disaster relief funding in America is not funding for Ukraine. And with all due respect, this is all borrowed money. And when we can't afford to borrow money to take care of our own citizens, we certainly can't afford to borrow money to pay for Ukraine without any accountability over there, this blank check. So we're going to demand that it's separated. Larry, this is Washington swamp speak. Yeah. Put the two together so members can say, I didn't want this, but I had to vote for it because they put it together. No, we're going to quit that. We're going to demand that those two be separated. Let everybody stand on their own vote. Let their constituents decide what is right.
Last point. You want to spend $1? Then cut $1 of spending, okay? Or cut $2 of spending, or some damn thing. But there has to be some limits to the amount of federal spending, and hence the inflation and high interest rates that result from it. I mean, it's not free money. It's not paper money. Well, it is paper money. I'm sorry. It's not like monopoly money. It's actual money. Anyway, we're out of time. But you see,
it's the same question. It's the same question that you ask at home. How are we going to pay for it? Yeah. Washington, D.C. needs to ask that obvious question that we all ask at home. God bless you, Larry.
God bless you. Scott Perry, head of the Freedom Caucus, outstanding congressman. We'll talk some more. Good luck.